Oh, I'm not built for this. Have we lost him?
Don't even think about it!
There you are. Caught me at last, eh, Morgan?
You know the routine.
Oh, yes, I know. This is where we do the whole you want to press the button on the randomizer bit, and after a bit of back and forth banter, I let you do it, right?
No thanks, I'm fine.
Really? That's going to be hard to get the episode going in that case.
I don't think that's necessary.
Unless you have something else in mind.
Waste like you needs to learn. There are consequences for your actions.
Yes, I'd forgotten how much of a psycho you are. Well then, perhaps I should press the button?
Wouldn't do that. We're on the same side. The things that motivate me are the same things that motivate you.
So does that mean you're pressing the button today?
Reporting for duty.
Excellent. Glad we got that sorted. You okay?
To be honest, I was pretty scared.
Well, never mind. It certainly didn't show. Right, there's the printout. If you could give me an episode title, please.
See no evil.
Okay. That's The Protectors.
You don't need them. Evil is evil.
Well, let's take a look anyway, shall we?
Why bother?
So, we welcome back to the randomizer, The Protectors. We're in Rome for an episode that, I'll be honest, as I've said several times with The Protectors, I don't remember all that well. And that's partly due to the fact that with this episode, I missed it when I started watching repeats on Granada Plus back in the day. They were on at 11 o'clock on Saturday morning, double bills. Well, some days I slept in quite late. I might miss the 11 o'clock episode. I think this went out at 11 o'clock on one of those double bills. And yeah, I missed it. So anyway, the Protectors are following somebody.
He's stopped.
He has stopped.
Not at the moment, no.
Well, close in until you can.
Ooh. Harry and the Contessa are each in a car. Contessa's in her limo, obviously. And they each have big walkie-talkies. They're tracking somebody.
Come to me, but I can't see him. I tell you, Harry, we're in trouble.
He's gone. We're in trouble already. Don't panic. Oh, Harry's on the case in his own sporty little car. A natty piece of chase music here. And this episode is one that, as I said, I don't know all that well, as you may be getting tired of hearing me say with the Protectors. But it was also one that was mined for clips for... I don't know how many of you will have seen this. Unfortunately, it's not there anymore because the channel in question has been taken down. Someone on YouTube did a Protectors recruitment advert that mined footage from this episode, in particular this shot of Harry running across the square and a freeze frame with the phone number and underneath terms and conditions you might be shot dead. Yeah, it was just one of a very clever...
That's what I'd like to know.
Oh. Yes, it was just one of a very clever series of YouTube videos, ranging from everything from, spoofs of public information films to... I think he did like a 25-minute adaptation of The Professionals, just redubbing it in his own voice to mashups of trailers of BBC continuity announcers. He would like take phrases and recreate them into strange and new sentences. In particular, I remember there was one where the BBC announcer was introducing an award-winning new film series from Birmingham, Dull and Wet. It was just, I mean, it doesn't work me explaining it to you, but sadly, yes, that channel, along with the Protectors recruitment ad, is gone from YouTube. But here we have
A signal before you draw.
James Bolam as a very 70s-looking guy,
The Contessa di Contini.
friends with Harry.
Max is the fastest gun in the West.
He means West Germany, of course.
Westbrook.
His name is Max.
Thank you. I've brought you a new toy.
And as I recall, he's sort of introduced and played in this episode, as if he's like an actual protector, but he seems more a sort of
Sure, this...
gadget master, almost like Q, essentially.
Yeah, but why don't you hold it for later? Let's get down to business, okay?
What's the problem?
Yes, what is the business here?
Senator Gordini.
He took his boots off, you see. This is why they lost him. Took his boots off and dumped him in a bin.
An organized crime in Rome. It's due to be presented to the Senate tomorrow.
It's a report that's going to upset certain interested parties, and they're trying very hard to get it suppressed.
He sent some very nasty messages in the past few weeks.
So we were retained to keep an eye on him, make sure he stays healthy.
Understand.
Last night he had an appointment.
Yes, going back to what I said about missing this episode when it was shown on Granada Plus, I know there were ample opportunities to see it since. I've obviously seen it several times on DVD, but just hasn't stuck in my memory, and I don't mean for a moment that that's in any way due to the episode itself. It's just, I think in your formative years, even into your teenage years, as I was when I first saw The Protectors, just stuff from that era seems to stick more than stuff that maybe I watched even a few years later when the show came out on DVD. And I remember when I got that first season Protectors DVD set from Carlton, I was very keen to see the few episodes from the first season that I'd missed, you know, the handful that I'd slept through. Anyway, doubles there of Robert Vaughan and Nairi Dawn Porter, even though we know they're in Rome, but it was quite an unconvincing double for them. And we're now in a cafe in the studio. Al Mancini is a waiter. Oh, sitting at a table near the Contessa are what look like a couple of newspaper men, photographers. One of them is Roger Lloyd Pack, a.k.a. Trigger from Only Fools and Horses, and countless other roles. You probably know him from Dibley and so forth. But Harry has discovered, I should say, a man unconscious in the toilet.
Santa.
And Roger Lloyd Pack is taking photos. Yes, this waiter, Al Mancini,
This is the Via Veneto. Always we have the paparazzi.
was an interceptor pilot in a couple of episodes of UFO. He was in Cat with 10 Lives and also Mindbender. He's the one who gets killed thinking he's a cowboy in Mindbender. This man Harry's found in the toilets looks quite important.
The car outside, can you walk?
Is this the missing senator guy they were talking about? The guy they lost earlier? I can't see any other reason for him to be hanging around in a toilet. And I recognise this cafe set as well. I have a feeling it's previously been I think it might have been the hotel lobby in Disappearing Trick.
Them not to take any photographs.
Yeah?
Oh.
There's no excusing.
No. Robert Vaughan gets to throw people around. Oh, he threw Roger Lloyd Pack into someone who wasn't even involved. He threw him into a customer. Oh dear. That's it. Get rid of all those photos, expose the film, and get the guy out of the restaurant. Oh, they ruined Al Mancini's restaurant. Whatever will he do? Oh, there's the doubles, the unconvincing doubles, ushering the man from the toilet into the car.
I do not know what happened. I remember walking along the avenue to keep my appointment. I remember waking up to find myself in the back of the cafe. Between nothing but terrible confusion.
Oh, mamma mia. I recognise this guy. I don't think he's Italian.
The hallucinatory drug.
This is horrible.
Yeah, you would be conscious, but you would not be aware of what you were doing.
Oh, so he's been grabbed?
Hours out of my life that I cannot account for.
Drugged? Oh, and it looks like incriminating photo.
We found those in your pocket.
But this never happened.
Can we see what it was?
Ah, they are well-known criminals.
Oh, picture of him with criminals. Okay, so it's not a picture of him with his trousers pulled down or something.
Just this. If the senator brings out his report, copies of the photographs go to every newspaper in Roma.
Oh, no.
What is due tomorrow?
If they see these photographs, they will laugh at my report. Who can blame them? Lucello.
Lucello?
It's the name given to the man who leads all these criminals.
Is he one of the guys?
Big man, the head honcho, Lucello.
He is the best-kept secret in Roma.
And this guy is going to publish a report on how naughty he is. Presumably that's just the full extensive details of his naughtiness. Everyone seems to know about him. Again, that's strange. That points to, oh, Kitty! That points to what I said about James Bolam. He's sort of presented as an important guest figure in this episode, but Harry's just gone, I'm going to go here. And the Contessa said, and I'm going to go here. And James Bolam just sat there with an expression on his face as if to say, can I go somewhere? Can I do something? Can I be in the story? Ah, dear. Anywho, the Contessa is now in a street filled with children on a rather poorly looking cat. That might have been a flopped shot, but the cat looked a bit poor.
You don't seem to have a way with children, Chino. Let me show you.
And for the second time in 5 minutes, the Contessa resorts to money. That always works. Unfortunately, she has a lot of it. She's bribed the big kid to order all of the other kids
For a
away.
man.
Ah, see.
Lucello.
It is gonna be difficult.
More money. Ah, he's a bit of a hustler, this kid.
Yeah?
One moment, please.
got her to double her fee. He's not that old, but he already knows
All done with kindness, Chino.
how to work the system.
Yes, Contessa.
I think you fell for it a bit there, Contessa. Ah, kids are back. Along with Kid in green shirt. Oh no, he's gone on to
Signora.
a bar. A fat man in a blue shirt and a yellow cravat. Oh, the kid had his money taken off him. So now Fat Man is making a call to... I don't know, because we're now in Al Mancini's restaurant with Harry. Oh, Al Mancini has retreated to the toilet to make a phone call. I guess that's the toilet. Why they got a phone call in the toilet? Why they got... Yeah. Yeah, that is a bathroom. Maybe it's an employee washroom or something. More money is being thrown around to get information.
Grazie, signor. Grazie. Okay, I want you to do something for me now.
Sì, signor.
Coffee. Negra.
Ma certo, signor. Certamente.
Yes. Lots of mysterious activities in toilets in this episode, but it's all thoroughly above board. And yeah, there's another shot that was used in that Protector's recruitment ad. Such a shame that channel got
This
pulled.
camera cost
You tell me.
200,000 lire.
And the hire of Roger Lloyd Pack, he doesn't come cheap. Well, actually, no, I suppose in this day and age, well, when this episode was made, rather, he was essentially... This would have been, I suppose, a very early role.
Friend of the senator.
Acquaintance.
You know, last night I think he did something very indiscreet. He went to a certain place of entertainment. You would like to visit this place?
You mean where he meets his friends?
Those other naughty crook-type people.
Could be arranged. Be at the corner of Via Michelangelo Caetani.
Thank goodness all of this happened in the... I suppose if the baddies had dumped the senator in any other public toilet than the one in which several other suspicious characters seem to be operating from... they're not operating from the toilet, they're operating from the restaurant.
Well, I have the feeling that somebody does not want us to meet,
Maybe the Protectors wouldn't have been clued in so easily.
which makes it all the more important that we do.
This is nice, though. The
If any of the other children...
Contessa and Chino, they were surrounded by children, and now...
Signora.
all gone. Look out! Ooh. The cameraman
Get
came
him.
rushing up to take a picture. But it wasn't a camera. It was, it looked like some kind of large dart it fired at her face. But luckily, she had her handbag up in time to save herself. And now cameraman is on the run from Chino. Cameraman looks very out of condition, but Chino's having trouble catching him. I suspect Chino is going to take a shortcut. And we're just having this extended chase in order to, well, firstly to have some funky music, but also to make some more use of the Rome street. Because if you've gone all the way, you may as well film it. Cameraman thinks he's lost Chino, and... he did not. And Chino has a gun.
My arm. I think it's broken.
I don't think so. Chino is very expert. Now let's answer a few questions.
Arm breaking comes later.
What do you want to know?
Who sent you to kill me?
Lucello.
The bad man? Where is he?
How should I know?
I recognise that voice.
Nobody knows who Lucello is.
I think.
He's a voice.
I thought that sounded like Robert Rietti for a moment. Maybe it isn't.
Where did they take the senator last night?
Maybe it's just someone who sounds very much like him.
Please. All right. Il Cieco. He can help you.
Luceco.
Yeah, okay, I think that is Robert Rietti. Oh, another cat! Seems to be chewing on a piece of raw meat. Probably not the same cat as earlier.
Right.
A word of advice. Don't mention to anyone that you know the senator.
Isn't he a popular guy?
Not where you're going.
I recognise... Is that Nikki van der Zyl as well, dubbing this lady who's helping Harry into a truck? Ooh. An ominous blue truck.
Hey. Hey!
Inside, man with gun. A very 70s looking man with dark glasses. I vaguely recognise, but I can't quite place. And again, we just get some more very nice Rome location shooting. as the blue van drives away. It's followed by a car. Since the Contessa and Chino are in the limo elsewhere in the city,
On my life, Contessa.
I'm guessing that's going to be James Bolam. And the Contessa has persuaded, probably not bribed, the photographer guy who tried to kill her to go and... okay, right, yes. He's handed her off to the next link in the chain. Blind man with cane. On their search for Lucello.
Let me see you.
Let me fondle your face.
Think you will find him in the House of Mirrors?
I do not know.
Then I am not the only one who goes in darkness. Follow me.
And I'm trying to work out now if that's Robert Rietti dubbing another voice. That seemed a bit more likely to be coming out of the mouth of the actor on screen. I'm not sure. We're back to following the van. Following the van is, yeah, it was James Bolam in the other car. Keeping an eye on things. Struggling to justify his inclusion in the story. Where's Paul? This could be Paul.
It's a terrific ride. Great welcome.
Now, this is also causing me to remember something else that isn't this episode, but which uses footage from this episode. Back in the early 90s, I want to say 94-ish, the BBC had a night celebrating ATV, ITC, Lou Grade and all of that stuff. And one of the programs they put on during that night was called The Last Action Series. And Craig Ferguson...
This is just a formality.
He was playing a TV producer who was pitching an idea to Lou Grade for a new ITC action series. And he was just going through all these familiar tropes of, the hero is this... good-looking tough guy who smokes and he's got a cool car and a gun and everything, and the baddies always make the mistake of getting in a white Jag and driving it off a cliff and so on. They played a clip from this episode where Harry is now being held by the
With Senator Gordini.
several bad guys,
Senator Gordini.
and that he presents this as a vital part of an ITC episode. The hero is captured by the bad guys, and they played this clip. He says, they do the worst possible thing you could do to a guy like this.
What about this?
They're about to set an acetylene torch going and burn Harry's tie off.
Incoming here.
It's such a specific clip to pull up and have an actor perform a scene making fun of it. But yeah, I really enjoy that little half hour. If you can find it, that is still on YouTube. I think I might even have it on my YouTube channel. Possibly there are better quality copies out there than mine, but if you're any sort of fan of the ITC shows,
We know all we need to know about you.
it is worth a look.
What interests us is how much you know about our organization.
But yes, the guy talking to Harry is one of the photographers, I think, from the bar earlier.
Persuade him.
So if the baddies had only dumped the senator in anywhere else in the whole of Rome, except the one place they seem to be operating out of, they might have got away with it. They haven't failed yet, but this being the Protectors, I'm fairly confident their plans are going to be thwarted. Harry is about to have his tie burnt off. Meanwhile, the Contessa has followed the blind man into a room to meet... well, nobody. For there is nobody there. And, full marks to Robert Vaughn for being brave enough to get this close to a blue flame. And that's it. Through the tie. Oh, and gone.
Are you going to talk?
I'll tell you all I know.
Or do we have to do the rest of the tie? Oh, dear.
Answer it.
It was a nice tie as well.
A cigar?
Oh, yeah, I seem to remember in early Protectors... cigars was something that could be used as a weapon. They had several, exploding cigars or something.
You can't trust anybody these days.
Switched to a cigarette. So even they are familiar with the Protector's cigar weaponry.
We've got your friend, the Contessa.
Oh, no, not the Contessa. So Blind Man reported to tie-destroying man. Blind Man is now shutting the door on the Contessa.
I want to see Lucello, the Birdman.
He sees no one.
Oh, is this Lucello? Oh, I suddenly remember what's going to happen here.
If we don't like your story, Mr. Rule, we won't use this on you. We'll use it on the Contessa.
Oh, no.
What kind of tobacco is this, anyway?
Monopoly of state.
Well, let's hear it for private enterprise. May I?
Right, so what's he... Okay, light the cigarette. Ah, okay, the lighter was the weapon. It always comes back to some smoking paraphernalia being used as a weapon in these early episodes. Ah, and that was a signal for James Boland to drive his car through the wall and come rescue Harry. Because at the moment, Harry is in a 3-against-1 fight. He seems to have taken care of 2 of them easy enough. James Boland arrives to do... Oh!
You said...
He punched one of the guys in the stomach. Well. Oh, the Contessa tries to escape.
Everything.
A knife in the old man's cane. He is blind.
I know the meaning of every sound you make.
But he can pinpoint her every move.
The odds are even.
And there goes the light. Oh dear, now we're in darkness. Yes. She's finding it increasingly difficult to see.
Favor me.
How's she going to get out of this? Oh, this fight's still going on. Okay, I thought we'd done. No, fight, punch, throw, punch. I think that's everybody. Yeah, Robert Vaughn looked around as if to say, is that everyone punched? Everyone had a punch?
Things. With their pleasure.
Things. Oh. Hey, James Bolam's happy he had something to do.
Fire!
Oh.
Games. I want the photographs of the senator, all the photographs and the negatives, and I want them now.
And they've let him loose with the torch. Meanwhile, blind man versus Contessa. The fight is still ongoing. Another lamp has met its end. And Harry knows where to find her somehow, but I suspect that's information that I've probably waffled over. How's she going to get out of this? Oh, one more lamp coming up. Is she either going to throw the lamp in his face or... No, that's the other lamp down. Or she's going to throw curtains over his head, I suppose. Maybe that's something. I mean, I suppose Harry could just turn up and shoot him. Oh, he's got the knife at her throat.
Caroline!
And although this episode was, I think, often aired third, it was made 10th, so someone might have felt quite proud of this one. Oh, worth bringing it forward to be the 3rd episode going out. And actually, I think I would probably have to say they had a bit of a point with that, because this episode, I mean, I said at the beginning I don't remember much of it, and I, to be honest, wasn't really looking forward to it, but actually I've enjoyed it more than I was expecting to. Oh, okay, here we go. Caroline evidently got hold of the stick with the blade in it.
You all right?
And stabbed the blind man. Or else there was a terrible accident.
Hello.
But he was the man behind it all. Lucello, the Birdman, the blind man, the, well, numero uno. And they've got back the incriminating photos and the negatives, courtesy of James Bolam.
That completes the senator's report.
So let's take the Contessa away. Oh, James Bolam is going to take the Contessa away. I thought they were going to leave him to clear up the dead body. But no, I guess dead body will just take care of itself. Well, that was See No Evil. And yeah, as I said, I wasn't looking forward to this hugely. Oh, Leonard Sachs, that was who the senator. I thought I recognised him. Yeah, I wasn't hugely looking forward to this, but I think this is actually probably the first time I've watched this episode and enjoyed it. I feel like I've got something out of it this time that I haven't normally done. So, yeah, a very worthwhile addition to the Protectors on the Randomiser. A nice surprise. Yeah, pretty good episode. Well done.